Hi everyone! Here's a tutorial by Lori Whitlock introducing her brand new House Favor Box die from icrafter.
Hi everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel today. In this video, I'm going to show you how to put together one of my brand new dies that I have partnered with icrafter to create. So I'm bringing to you a full line of metal dies with a company called icrafter. They're fairly new in the industry, so keep an eye out for those. You'll be able to buy those in your local scrapbook store and online. Make sure you request them. So I'm debuting 5 new designs each quarter. Well, I'm debuting 5 new designs this quarter, but I'll have 5 new designs each quarter. I would like to show you here on the YouTube channel how to put together each of the projects. So in this one, we're going to be putting together this darling little house favor box. And as you can see, it is very versatile. You can dress it up for a lot of different holidays. This one is obviously a Halloween design, but it's got some adorable little Halloween embellishments. We've got a ghost and a jack-o'-lantern and some bats, spiderweb detail. But in the same die, you've also got a cute snowman and a wreath for the door. And you've got the tree, which you can make in any color. We've got a darling little bird, and we've got snowflakes and leaves and grass pieces. So you can just go to town embellishing this cute little house for any season, any occasion, just by varying the pieces that you choose to cut and the colors that you cut it out of. So we're going to have fun today making this into a little Christmas house. Just to kind of explain to you the basic construction, you're going to need to, and what you're going to need to cut out, you're going to need to cut out 2 of the main house pieces. You can see those 2 pieces here. You're going to need 1 roof piece. It's here on the left and right here out of the glitter white cardstock. 2 of these trim pieces, 1 for the front edge of the house and 1 for the back edge of the house. And that one's optional. If you don't want to do the little scallop trim, you do not have to do that. You can just cut the roof. We've got the slip lid, which is 2 of these roof pieces here, and that's this long piece right here. I've also cut out the window casings for the little round windows. And this piece here has got the little awning piece on it, and then the front door. And then right here we've got the window casing, so I cut 3 of those. Additionally, I've cut out 3 of these picket fence pieces and a couple of the grass pieces that are right here. And we've got the wreath and the bow on this piece here, and 3 little snowflakes here. They're right here. So I've also cut out the tree, which is here, and the tree stem, which it can also double as a branch for the little bird if you'd like to use that for spring. But today I've cut out the tree and the branch, and I've cut an additional branch to go behind the eyes and the buttons on the snowman. So I've also cut out the snowman's nose out of orange, and I've left it in the die, and we'll get that out. It's super tiny. It goes right here in his little nose space, but I didn't want to lose that, so I left it in the die, and we'll get that out when we get to it. So right now we're going to go ahead and put this together. I'll go ahead and move this die set away, but as you can see, there's a cute flower we haven't used, and a leaf, and the bat, which is here, and the little bird. We've got the ghost and the jack-o'-lantern here. So you can just decide what you would like to cut out and the color scheme that you would like to create. So I'm going to start by assembling the basic house piece, which is these 2 pieces here. But before I put those together, I'm going to go ahead and glue these casings on the window and the front door. So I'm just going to use some liquid adhesive for that because the pieces are pretty small. And I'm using a little pick-me-up tool to lift those pieces up because they're so little. So I'm just going to pick those up and put a little adhesive on the back of those. It may be easier to put the adhesive on the actual building. That would be okay too. It's a little delicate to hold it in the air and put glue on it. And go ahead and put that down right where it goes. Should line up perfectly with those little windows. And on this one, I'm going to try what I mentioned and just go ahead and put the adhesive right here around the window. I like a little needle nose glue bottle that works great for putting glue in tiny little spaces like this. And if you visit the description of this video, I'll put a link to the glue bottle and the pick-me-up tool. I'm also using some awesome icrafter tools. This is a little retractable die pick, which is really great. We've also got some reverse tweezers with a little blunt tip on it, which is awesome for picking up and holding pieces together. And we've also got a little burnishing tool that's going to act as a bone folder for us. It's also got a ball tip on the end. This tool also comes with a little foam pad that you can burnish and make flowers with. So it's a really great tool. Okay, let's continue on here. We're going to go ahead and glue on this window and door, and then we'll be ready to put them together. Always use your glue very sparsely because too much glue makes for a messy project. So just make sure I'm just using that glue sparingly. Be sure to wipe away any excess glue that comes out from around the edges. Give everything a good press. Make sure it's all stuck down really well. And then we can start folding on the score lines. So the building score is right here. And we'll just burnish that nicely. And the bottom score lines are just going to fold up. And I've gone ahead and prepared this with some score tape, so it's easy to pull that off and glue things together when we get to it. The one thing you can do while you're here at the front of the house, it might be easier to do it now than later, is we could go ahead and put some grass embellishment on there. And we would just want to trim that off at the edge of the building. So I've cut this grass out of a glitter cardstock, super cute. But I'll go ahead and glue some of that on while we're right here. Just let that dry for a moment. I've got another piece of it for the other side. And then I'm going to use the picket fence around the other sides of the house. And you could choose to go ahead and put the picket fence on now too. It's totally up to you. I think I'm going to wait on the picket fence until we have the house put together. And then we're just going to trim that off right with the edge of the house. So cute. I love that. Cute little detail. Of course, in the spring or summer, you might want to cut that out of green. I thought for Christmas time it would look cute out of white, kind of like little snowdrifts. Okay, so we're going to just go ahead and fold this one as well, the same way. Just carefully folding on those score lines. And then we're going to use that burnishing tool again to make sure those lines are nice and crisp. And now we're ready to glue these together. So we're just going to line them up next to each other and glue together on this seam, and then we will glue together this seam on the other side. And we'll just line those up next to each other. Make sure the top and the bottom are perfectly aligned and they're right there on that side seam. Just give that a good press. And then I like to fold everything in half and use the table to help me glue that last glue line there together. We'll just pull up that score backing and fold that over and give that a good press. Again, we'll use that burnishing tool to press that. So the one thing to note, on the die, when I created this, I put a lot of pieces on here. But the one piece that I didn't really have room for was a bottom. So you can get creative. You could do one thing, which would be to go ahead and cut the roof a second time and glue it all down to the roof. So you have these scalloped edges on the sides. That would be just fine. That would work. Or I went ahead and cut, I believe this is a 3x4. Let's see if I've got my metal ruler here. I'll measure that exactly for you. Yep, that's 4 inches wide, and this is 3 inches high. So perfect. 3 by 4 makes a nice base, and that can just stick out from the sides of the house. If you don't want it to stick out from the sides of the house, go ahead and cut a 2 7/8 by 1 3/4, tiny bit bigger than 1 3/4. Okay, so that would create a bottom that would work perfectly for the size of the bottom of the house, or if you want it to stand out just a little bit, that works really well too, because that gives you some places to put your embellishments. So I'm not going to glue this to the base quite yet until I get it put together just a little bit more. Let's go ahead and put our roof together. And first of all, we're just going to glue our little window casings on. I'm going to pick those up, put a little glue around that window, put that in place. Perfect. Just make sure you line everything up. And we'll let that dry while we work on the next one. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to take off this little backing here on this side piece. Actually, before we do that, sorry, we need to fold on that score line there, and on this score line, and on this score line. And I think I can press that with my fingers. It's a very small fold. And now we'll take that backing off and line it up with its neighbor right here. And just go ahead and glue that down. And again, we're going to use the table to help us out as we glue this last glue tab on. Make sure everything lines up the way that it should. Perfect. Okay, so now we need to fold up those glue tabs for the roof. It actually might have been better to fold those before we put this all together, but that's okay, we'll make it work. And you'll notice for the roof of the Halloween house, I cut this piece multiple times, and I just cut them off at different lengths to create that scalloped layered effect. You can certainly do that. I also used just a little bit of ink on the edges of those to kind of make those edges pop, and you could certainly do that on yours as well. I have gone ahead and just cut a single roof piece for this one, just to cover the whole roof of the house. I thought out of the glitter it'd be cute and we didn't have to do all those scallops. So again, you can make it as complicated or as simple as you would like. So before we put the roof on, we need to put the little trim pieces on. And you can decide if you want those trim pieces to be pushed in closer to the house, or if you want to try and glue them to the edge of the roof line. I'm just going to go ahead and put them on the edge of the house. So we'll pull off these. You wouldn't have to use score tape. You could use glue, or you could also use just regular runner adhesive, but I think that the score tape sticks really well, so that's why I'm using that today. So on these little roof pieces, we need to fold those as well. So they just fold right on their score lines. I'll carefully fold those, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish that with my tool. Get a nice crease on that. Do that to the other piece as well. Let's see, I don't want to take that off yet, sorry. I just want to fold those. Okay, so now that those are folded, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to glue them right on the edge of the front of that house there just centering the peak. Perfect. And then we'll do the other side. Perfect. Okay, now we're just going to peel off the score tape backing on these white pieces. Kind of hard to see probably on video, but I did put a piece of score tape on those as well. And we are ready to put the roof on. So let's go ahead and line up that roof with the center of our house. And it should have an overhang on the front and the back of the house that you'll want to center evenly, which is a little tricky to do. Okay, cooperate with me. There we go. About an 1/8 of an inch or so of a gap on either side. Okay, I'm just going to use the table to reach in here with my burnishing tool and glue that down really well. That way that roof isn't going to come apart on us. Okay, so there's our cute little slip lid roof. Perfect. And we've got our house, and you can just see how that slides on. Oops, gotta get that layered just right. And that you can just have it slide off and on so that you can put favors inside or treats, or you can glue it down like this. Also note that if you take that lid off, there is room to put a tea light down inside of this house too. So that's a fun way to use it. Just make sure you're using a battery operated tea light. We don't want it to go up in flames, but that would be really, really cute to make a little Christmas village or something out of these. All right, at this point, let's put on our picket fence. We're going to do the picket fence around the sides and the back. And if you look at the length on the picket fence, what I kind of planned on is just being able to put it on here and wrap it around and then just match it up on the back side. So let's just put some adhesive on this. And then we're just going to grab that, flip it over. Whoopsie. Carefully flip that over and put it here on the side of the house. And if you do it just right, it should wrap right after one of the picket fence vertical pieces. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Yeah, so let's see. When we wrap this around, we'll do the same thing here, and then we'll use this last piece here to just fill in between. Just like that. So let's just go ahead and glue this down. And we'll go ahead and line that up. And this is one of the reasons we don't want to glue the bottom on quite yet, because it's a lot easier to get our fingers in there to get that glued down. And then we'll just take that last piece and use it to bridge the gap between the two. And you could cut it off if you wanted to, or just overlap it. Oops. Looks like I glued that one just a little bit higher, but that'll be okay. We'll just take that and line it up. So cute. I'm going to flip that over and just put my fingers inside and get my burnishing tool and just burnish that down really well. Okay, so cute. Okay, now let's go ahead and put it on our base. So I'm just going to take off these backer lining pieces here. We're going to center that in this space here. I'm going to reach in there with my tool, push that down really well. Perfect. Okay, there's the base of our house. There's our lid. And our basic house is completely put together. So just depending on how you want to embellish it at this point, I've got this cute little tree, which I think we'll just put, let's see, maybe do we want the tree? Yeah, we'll put the tree over here like we did on the Halloween one. You could also put it in the back and let it hang out, whatever you want to do. You could cut several trees. You could use a pop dot if you wanted. In fact, maybe I'll do that on this one. Let's find a pop dot here. And we're going to go ahead and glue on the front stem here. Tree trunk, I should call it, I guess. Like I said, this could also double as a branch for the little bird if you wanted to use that instead of the whole tree. That'd be cute. Okay, and then we'll flip that over. And I am just going to put, let's see, I'm going to have it on this side, so I just want to put the pop dots closer to this edge. And that way it can stand out a little bit from the house. Then you could be able to get your lid on and off without any troubles. Plus I just love the way adding a little dimension looks. I think it really makes things pop. Cute, cute. Okay, there's our tree. I could scoot it over just a little bit. It doesn't impede with that door. There we go. And you can always take the lid off and get your fingers in there to glue that down. Okay, now we're going to add our snowman. He's so cute. So to do the snowman, I actually cut an extra stem or a tree trunk, and I'm just going to use that behind his eyes and his little buttons, just to give it a black backing. So you can do this however you'd like. You could hand cut a little black piece or a little dot or something, but this little stem works just great, just to kind of line that backside. And then you can see the little black shows through. Of course, I got a little glue there. We'll just wipe that out. And then we need to do the same thing up with the eyes. In the area with the eyes there. Let's see if we can get, I actually wouldn't mind having a little bit go behind the nose too, and then we'll have something to glue the nose to. So let's see if we can kind of get, yeah, I think that will work. Let me cut just a little bit more off of this here. We'll just put some glue here. Make sure we cover the eye area, and I wanted some to cover the nose so we'd have something to glue to. Got a little bit hanging out to the side here, so I'm just going to trim that off. Okay, and then our nose is teeny tiny, but so cute and worth it to put in. So we're just going to get it out of the die here. Okay, put a little adhesive in that black piece there. Okay, there's our nose. So cute. So that completes our snowman. Isn't he adorable? So now let's pick him up. And we're going to pop dot him as well. Let's grab one of these little bit bigger pop dots, and we'll just put that right in the middle. Peel off that backing. We'll just put him right here on the front of the house on the side here. Oh, he's so, so cute. Look at that. I love him. Okay, at this point we're going to add a wreath to the door. And let's just kind of take a look at that. I'll probably just center it over the windows there. And we've got a bow to add to it as well. So, so cute. And it'd be darling to pop dot it if we could cut our pop dot down just a little bit. Okay, we'll just put that little wreath right on the door. Right, oopsie. And take that lid off so I can get in there and just push that down. Cute. And then we've got our bow. I'm just going to put a little glue on that one. Of course, my glue is going to clog up on me. I got just a little too much glue. There we go. Okay, there's our wreath on our door. And now we've got some snowflakes to add. So we'll put our lid on and just decide where we want to put snowflakes. You can just use those in random places to just add a little sparkle. I think it'd be cute to add one to the tree. Maybe one down here. Let's see, we'll add one right here. And we are basically done with our project. So, so cute. So, like I said, you could just leave it where you can slip the lid off and put a tea light in it and then use it as a little decoration for the holidays or Halloween or whatever holiday you're making it for. You could also just glue the lid on if you want it to be stationary and a little more sturdy. You could use it as a favor box, put some little Christmas candies in there or Halloween candies in there. But I really hope you enjoy making this adorable, fun project. There's a lot of versatility to it, as you can see. You can make it for different holidays, different seasons, and even make a little village of these cute houses. So I hope you have fun with this project. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments here on the video. Have a great day and have fun crafting. Bye-bye.